Marshall, and this is kind of like church. Everyone wants to move to the back with all this space up here, but that's human nature. It's great to be here with all of you today at this important site. I want to recognize, of course, Senator Elizabeth Marshall. Thank you for the introduction, and a great colleague in Ottawa, as well as Senator Norm Doyle, who you all know well. Norm, thank you for joining us here today. Acting Assistant Commissioner Mike Ouellette. Mike, it was good talking with you today, as well as former Assistant Commissioner John Butler. Nice to have you here as well. It's a pleasure to be back in St. John's on behalf of my colleague and friend Gail Shea, the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans, alongside with all of you to celebrate a major milestone in the history of the Canadian Coast Guard Atlantic. With 1,900 employees, 1,200 of which are seagoing personnel, Canadian Coast Guard Atlantic staff deliver important marine programs including search and rescue, environmental response, aids to navigation, marine communications and traffic services, ice-breaking operations, waterways management, and, of course, maritime security. In addition to this work, the Coast Guard also supports the Department of Fisheries and Oceans by providing vessel platforms for the delivery of ecosystems, ocean science, and fisheries management programs. They also support other government departments and clients, including Natural Resources Canada, Environment Canada, and universities whose scientific research groups require program time on Coast Guard vessels. With such an array of responsibilities spread out across the 4 Atlantic provinces, Canadian Coast Guard staff require state-of-the-art equipment and a modern base from which to work. In 2012, our government made a commitment to Canadians that we would modernize Coast Guard's fleet by investing heavily in its air, water, and surface vehicles, as well as the infrastructure and assets that support their good work. That very same year, we unveiled the Canadian Coast Guard Fleet Renewal Program, which is part of our broader national shipbuilding procurement strategy. As announced in Economic Action Plan 2012, $5.2 billion in federal funding is being used to modernize the Coast Guard's aging assets. This, in turn, will help ensure that our fleet of federal first responders are well equipped for the multitude of operations that they undertake on any given day. I'm pleased to report that since 2012, the Canadian Coast Guard has welcomed more than 100 new and more capable small craft into their fleet, and over the next decade will also be undertaking the repair, refit, and upgrade of no less than 16 large vessels and 2 hovercrafts. This, of course, is in addition to the ongoing acquisition of new helicopters. As I mentioned at the outset, our government has also been making important infrastructure investments in Coast Guard properties and other assets. Today, I'm pleased to announce here with all of you that our government is investing more than $40 million to construct the new Canadian Coast Guard Atlantic headquarters right here in St. John's. The new regional headquarters will be built at the existing Coast Guard base, which of course we're here right now, and will replace the current building that was constructed in 1962. This 4-phase project includes site preparation, construction, and renovations of the buoy maintenance facility and vessel repair shop. It also includes construction of the headquarters itself. We estimate by August of 2018, approximately 200 employees who are stationed at the Southside base will benefit from a more modern and efficient work environment. Once the new facility is fully operational, demolition of the original building will signal the project's completion. As you can imagine, there will also be tremendous cost efficiencies associated with this new regional headquarters. That's because of the latest in green technology that will be used to help reduce overhead cost. For example, the new building will use tidal energy to heat and cool. This will eliminate the annual cost associated with burning 200,000 liters of fuel. Other energy efficient devices such as LED lighting, low E windows, low water usage fixtures, and electrical vehicle plug-ins will also be installed. And we're confident that once complete, this new facility will serve the region well.